morning, good afternoon. I cordially welcome each and every one of you for the CXO Roundtable Mumbai. So before we start, let me explain. CXO Roundtable is a business conversation platform for transformation. It's high-profile talks and conversations with leaders and experts in business, technology, and innovation that transforms leaders, impact organization, and to develop evolving business models. So this event is sponsored by the Tata Tele Business Services. They are the country's leading enabler of the connectivity and communication solutions for businesses in India. They offer services ranging from connectivity, collaboration, cloud, IoT marketing, and security solutions. And they are also the country's leading provider of ICT services for the business. So let me introduce, starting with Mr. Sandeep Golecha, founder and CEO, Umro Limited. So we also have Sneha Katod, the director of Yash FinPro International Private Limited. We also have Sanam Jain, director, Nano City Consortium Private Limited. We have Mr. Umesh Mehta, director, Samco Securities Limited. So at this juncture, it is also a pleasure to introduce and invite yet another eminent speaker who is amongst us, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Gohil. So he is the co-founder and CEO of World Miro Stock Exchange. And last but not the least, we have our very own Janice Das, the regional director of Tata Telebusiness Services, Mumbai. So before we jump on to the round table for the day, let me quickly introduce Janice to give a welcome note and to set the note on a high for today's session. Over to you, Janice.
Thank you, and a very good afternoon to all the eminent speakers and to all the participants who have logged in to be part of the CXO Roundtable series on behalf of Tata Tele Business Services. Now, with COVID, which is almost 1.5 years, we have seen how it has acted as a tipping point for digital transformation of the workplace. And this will speed up further as technology is now a vital pivot on which enterprises are totally dependent for their business continuity and growth. Now, enterprises are moving fast on the digital curve and they are embracing hybrid work culture that allows them to service their customers from anywhere and anytime. To meet this growing demand, we have strengthened our portfolio of services such as cloud-based communication solutions. And very recently, we have launched our advanced cloud communication suite by the name SmartFlow, which combines an uninterrupted flow of business communication with intelligent call routing and monitoring. Once again, I would like to thank each one of you for sparing your time and joining the session. I'm sure it will be an insightful one for all of us. Thank you.
What went into your mind when they first announced the lockdown, and what were your top priorities as a CEO?
Yeah, the pandemic really, it changed a lot for us in terms of how we worked. That was the biggest change, and also, a lot of our team were actually impacted. Working from home came with so many challenges of how do you manage your servers, how do you manage your workloads, how do you manage the collaborative piece between everyone that we have on our tech team. How do you problem solve when we're used to whiteboarding? So these, and we're in a very regulated space, especially in who we service and our clients, and that created its own number of complexities, and it meant that we had to spend a lot more time explaining, creating systems, creating whiteboarding sessions, but doing it all virtually, which was interesting, I would say. My drawing skills aren't as good on a Wacom tablet as they are on a nice big whiteboard. So that was quite a challenge for me.
So once the lockdown began, we were in a state of discord, like as to how we will manage the running of our business, because everything is offline in our segment. Like we have to meet the client, perform due diligence activities before we close a mandate. Now, this was a challenge because of the restriction imposed and the travel restrictions. This was going to be a tough time for us. So, and the top priority that time, what we felt is, you find the mechanism to sail through this lockdown. And then we need to overcome this problem. And thankfully, we faced problems finding, solution to this. We had to perform transactions online entirely, but we managed it.
What is the future of workforce post-pandemic?
So future of workforce, I think this question was also asked during World War I, when men in large number had gone out to war, and public in general had also gone for war. So that time women had, they filled the void and they were able to do the work. And people were surprised during that time, Europe, America, the entire Europe, that women were able to do the kind of work, a good number of work that men were doing. And I think that experience made that foundation clear that women can work. And I think that's a beginning of a major practice that we have seen around the world, that women have started to work. So I think, and after this in 1918, Britain had given voting rights to women above the age of 30 for the first time, who had property. So this entire changes that we have seen, I think work from home is also going to stay for permanent. A good number of employees, those who have bargaining power, will demand that they will work from home. So we will have a hybrid model, but permanently, yes, we have shifted from a total office work to work from home type of culture, or we will have a hybrid model, and that's a permanent, we are going to stay with it.
How do you strike the balance between empathetic and a cost-effective leadership?
I believe that being an empathetic leader is more of being a responsible leader. And, it is very important to have principles of being responsible leader, like transparency, accountability, fairness, inclusiveness for the entire team, and the diversity. And of course, being a cost-effective leader is a different perspective altogether. Cost-effective leader is more to do with attaining a sustainable competitive advantage, and to earn above average returns for an organization to remain productive and to remain profitable. So these are two different parameters, as Mr. Umesh rightly said. And we can strive to strike a balance between the both, because balance is really important in order for the team to grow and in order for the organization to grow collectively and collaboratively, and also for our consumers and our clients to be satisfied with our cost effectiveness plus being empathetic. So it's very important to strike that balance.
What do you think should be the enterprise solutions or the technologies that the SMEs have to adopt to build resilience?
If I were to just answer in one word, we automated the measurement of productivity.
What do you read or watch? So you can tell me anything. One, read or watch to get your business updates.
I've been watching this thing called CNBC Hours in India.
I read a lot of business journals and I do a lot of research online. Apart from that, a lot of reading on FT blogs.
A lot of CNBC business news.
I think blogs, some of the blogs are really good. I do ensure that I blog as well as follow a few of the blogs. And then some primary research on some of the new ideas that are floating, how the market moving with that, etc. Then anything on them.
Thank you so much, dear speakers, for spending your valuable time with us. And on behalf of the talk, I wish you all the very best in your endeavors in the coming days. And until next time, this is me, Muthu, signing off. Yet another interesting episode of CXO Talk. Have a fantastic week ahead.